was never.
I'm not gonna say when, but I'm just saying in general. Like, I remember when I started masturbating.
Oh yeah, I know.
And that's just it's just the thing. Again, when it came to sex in my household, it was you don't fucking have it. You're not married.
Right, yeah.
Who the fuck
I never,
are you?
and now I would, and that's why I said, even when you said your conversation stopped at how to care for yourself around that time of the month and shit like that, mine stopped directly after like, all right, well, you know, when you're in the bedroom, make sure, you know, you checking for condoms. Like you always had them on you. You don't never let no, you know, nigga just like try to get, you know.
Boys ain't shit. They don't
make sure you're getting tested, stuff like that, because they knew it was going to happen. So they wasn't going to try to tell me like, don't just fuck. They knew it was going to happen. Like, although that was what they really was trying to tell me for real, but like not really. Because it was just like, we know it's going to happen. We don't know when, but we just want you to be as prepared as possible. But we think that we're doing the best. We think you're doing you a service because we're talking to you like this.
Right? Yeah.
Okay, cool. But y'all not telling me how to celebrate my femininity and what I'm supposed to be looking for and what I'm supposed to get out of sex. I never was taught what I was supposed to get out of sex.
I'm supposed to come
Why
first.
isn't that a part of parenting? We are asking that as children. Why isn't that a part of parenting? This is a real conversation.
Yeah.
Is it weird? Is it unorthodox? Is it like, because honestly, like,
become adults.
In order for me to get here, mom and dad, y'all did something.
Right.
Y'all know all about it. Why y'all not telling me? Like, not saying that it needs to be how y'all do it, but
it's like
at
an
least let me know.
or a shame that comes with sex once you become a parent. So you had of course you out fucking doing what you want.
Yeah.
And then you get pregnant, it's like, oh shit. Now we got this little life coming in. We gotta teach you how to be as perfect as possible.
And then there's no manual for
everything that we did wrong, we gotta hide
right?
from it. It's like everything that we did wrong, we gotta hide from
everybody else. Instead
of
acquiring information.
Right. So it's just like now we, as kids, we get stuck in this kind of almost in this metaverse between reality and what we're thinking ourselves. Out better. Shout out to last week. 2 weeks ago. We like get stuck in this metaverse between what we're wondering, what we're thinking, the questions that we have versus the image and the story that our parents are portraying towards us.
Yep.
And it's like we're so, and we talked about like fear and why people lie before. We're scared to ask those questions because I grew up in a household where it was my mom, listen, you don't do what I do, you do what I say.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just it. You don't ask no questions. A child stays in a child's place. Or all of those things that we grew up on. I grew up on all of that.
Mm-hmm.
So I was always fearful to ask anything because I felt like it would be me challenging my parents. So because I always assumed that the consequence would be me getting my ass whooped. Mm-hmm. And I ain't feel like that shit to me.
Yeah, right. Like my mom had me like honestly like my mom. Everybody always remember my mom is like the cast iron fist. My dad was more like the laid back parent, but like being as though I was a child that was like, I think I was pretty mature for my age, always coming up, and I did ask questions, but like sex never. Like I legit did not tell my mom I lost my virginity until I had to tell her. Like because like honestly like she said it's to the point where she just like she didn't want to talk about it with me. So you want to know what she did, Mom? I'm sorry for putting your business out here. It's my life too, though. You did it to me. You chose this, so I can tell it too, and I love you to death because at least you cared. You know, she stuffed like 7 million condoms in like a stereo that I had that I took to college with me. She just like stuffed it in a CD player part.
That's crazy because I just had this. Well, I didn't just have it. I re-had this conversation with my mom recently, but I was like, Mom, you know that was offensive for you to send me to college and put me on birth control because I didn't ask for that.
And my mom actually almost crashed the car when I told her the opposite. I put myself on birth control. That's crazy. She knew
I wasn't a virgin because shortly before that, she found out I wasn't a virgin.
But it's so crazy because we have two different realities. Had she known that, yeah.
But had they just been like sat you down and just not even have known, but tried to at least tell you everything on a broader spectrum and initially letting you know that the broad spectrum and to not be afraid to ask questions, I feel like the upbringing and the knowledge would be a lot bigger.
Yeah, I feel like we're always scared to ask questions.
We were. Now I ain't.
Always scared.
Now I ain't.
Now I'm an adult, so I'm not scared to do shit.
Yeah.
So, like, Mom, Dad, or not, Mom, hello. How you doing these?
Like even even with situations like because you know over time you find yourself having thoughts like some shit might happen to you that might might make you think about some shit that was crazy that happened to your parent,
right?
And it's something that you know that like triggers them or something that was monumental that changed them in their life, and you're like, bro, I feel like I need to ask her this question because I've got to know what she was thinking and why she made the decision because I feel like it would help me in this stage of my life.
Yeah.
Or I just want the answer to this because maybe it's a reason why I feel this feeling.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of that shit really like, yeah. So like, I really feel like that's a conversation. Like, honestly, like coming from a person like y'all take people who don't have children like so unserious.
Y'all underrate us.
But like I feel like we have a lot of insight that y'all can learn from because I feel like how early are you talking about, getting to know their bodies? Because I can say, because while I was sitting here I had to think about it. She did buy me a book by Iyanla Vanzant back in the day when she first became popular. And it talked about, and it had different themes for each month in it, and it talked about different parts of your body. And I remember like my breasts make me feel this way or like this way. And I never filled it out because it was just like, if I write in this and I write something that my mom doesn't approve of, what will she think? Is she gonna read it?
Yeah.
Although she always told me whenever I find notes in you guys' room, I don't read them because I don't want to know. And I thoroughly believe that she probably really didn't read them because
I probably wouldn't believe my mom if she said that.
No, because I really feel like she would have like really said something to me about
my mom would be lying like shit.
Well, maybe she is. Then.
No shade, mom, but I know you lie.
Or maybe I just really wasn't as bad as she thought I was gonna be.
Yeah.
But till this day, I can tell you, I probably
my mom
don't
is
think.
just as nosy as I know that she is.
I'm crying. She just don't want to know because it's just like she had this side to her that was like mischievous because her mom was so like even more devout into to church.
That's
Didn't wear pants. Like that was my like my grandmother.
Were they Pentecostal?
No, they wasn't. She went to Bright Hope. My grandma was a devout. Bright Hope.
Baptist.
Till this day, ain't no Hazel Montague up in there. Shout out to grandma.
Baptist and Pentecostal, they ain't wearing no pants back in the day.
I'm hollering. Yeah, they didn't. So she even used to come at us for that. So even when she talks about like their relationship, I understand what she means because she was so strict on me, like even to the point where when I was over 21, I came in the house at the midnight. She was at my neck. Like I'm over 21. Like I can be outside at this time. Why are you so strict? My mom had to go to Teen Haven every year. My mom had to go to Bible college, all that. Like my grandma did not play. Oh, I'm sorry, my grandma did not play.
Went to college. She said
she didn't play. She just was so structured, and she wanted them to be on something. You know, my uncle, her twin brother went to Bible college, but she kind of like was like the rebel. So it was like when she went to college, that's no reason. It makes sense that how she felt and how she reacted. It was kind of like, you're leaving me. You don't want to be underneath my house rules anymore. You're about to go break free in the world. Whatever, do you? I'm kind of upset because it's like now I have to accept you as an adult, and I don't want you to be. I want to shelter you from the world forever. And I really solely think it was out of love.
Yeah, it was out of love.
It was out of love,
time,
but it's stifling.
Good. Yeah,
it's stifling. It's not. It's not all good.
It's too because you know what's out there.
Yeah, you do.
Because you've already been an adult,
and you've had your past experiences,
right? Mm-hmm. And time, of course, as we know now, time changes. So it's like every decade.
It's something new.
It's something new,
but not so new.
What our great parents was fearful of, our great parents wasn't fearful of, and then our great grandparents wasn't fearful of, and then our grandparents weren't fearful of,
and us,
now our parents, and now us. We don't talk about none of that.
None of it. We got some new meta shit to worry about.
Listen, we out meta repping new meta, bitch.
Meta motherfucker.
It's a motherfucking meta.
It's a meta motherfucker. But yeah, like that's a good conversation though. Like I really would love to see. Maybe we should have a panel and we should bring people on to talk about that. I love talking about shit like this on camera so we can get the reaction from the. Let us know below in the comments how y'all feel about that. Like a panel talking about these kinds of things. What are some things that are on your mind when it comes to what knowledge you're receiving when we're younger and what will help the youth be, more successful in all avenues of their life. Sexually and all that. Because sex should not be a bad thing. It shouldn't.
Tips from
because to be honest, reproduction is a big thing.
Yes, it is. And they trying to take it away from us, y'all. Okay? Yeah, the abortion laws is going out there. It's vote time going up to. I'm just saying.
Vote time.
Vote time. By the time y'all see this, it'll probably pass. Or probably the same week. But listen, y'all know what the fuck we gotta do. I'm just saying, y'all know what they're trying to do to us. They're trying to take our rights away.
Yeah, they are.
They're trying to take our rights. Don't let them do it, y'all. Go out there, go online, research, figure out what the fuck is going on, figure out who stand for what, bitch. Okay? Because I'm doing the same thing. I know I'm last minute, but I'm right here with y'all.
Hit that button, no.
I'm just saying, boom, pole, bitch. I'm just saying.
Yes.
So,
And if you choose not to vote, that's your business.
It should
We are
be
not
no
trying to
shade.
force you.
We ain't judging you. Teach his own.
Y'all see it.
Teach his own.
Y'all mother freaking.
We still love you. We still love you. Teach his own. But for those of you who are, y'all know what to do. Just saying. TOEACHHISOWNPODCAST.
But yeah, that was a good conversation, yo.
It was. I appreciate it. God bless everybody.
So let's talk. So even with that, okay, let's talk about something that we probably can even more have a whole. We can have a whole
toxicity.
Yes, the toxicity. More about toxicity. So what is toxic positivity?
You want to ping pong this?
We can. I think that makes more sense. So what is toxic positivity? Just be happy, good vibes only.
Toxic positivity is the belief that no matter how dire or difficult a situation is, people should always maintain a positive mindset. And while there are benefits to being an optimist and engaging in positive thinking, toxic positivity instead rejects difficult emotions in favor of a cheerful, often falsely positive facade.
That really just struck a chord. It grinded a gear or two in my mental.
Pause there.
I can relate to that. No, I'm not gonna pause. We're gonna come back to it. Yeah,
okay.
Because I don't want to interrupt the flow. Toxic positivity. The problem is that life isn't always positive. We all deal with painful emotions and experiences. These emotions, while often unpleasant, are important and need to be felt and dealt with openly and honestly.
How to avoid toxic positivity. 1. Manage your negative emotions, but don't deny them. 2. Focus on listening to others and showing support. 3. Be realistic about what you should feel. 4. It's okay to feel more than one thing. 5. Notice how you feel. And finally, 6. Sit with your feelings.
Yeah, shout out to @letstalk.mentalhealth because that's exactly who gets the credit for these slides. And I think that all this information is very valuable. So I'm going to rewind what we started with and go back to the first slide when it says that.
What is toxic positivity?
Yeah. So
just be happy, Anna. Good vibes only. Think positive.
So toxic positivity.
That's what it said. That's what it's pretty much saying. I'm going to act it out while she said it.
I hate it. The rejection of difficult emotions in favor of a cheerful, often falsely positive facade. When people have you fucked up and think that you're going to be so stuck
when they know it's fucked up, but they trying to promote it in a positive way.
And it's just like, let me be in the moment. And honestly, and I said something, I had an honest conversation with myself. What does sitting in your feelings feel like? It's not always good. I don't always like it. Do I allow myself to do it? I don't think I allow myself to do it enough. And I'm going to be honest with myself. Because it's always a feeling as a Black woman. You got to get through this shit. You got to go to the next thing. What does sitting in your... It's
and
ugly.
Nobody knows what that feels like but a Black woman, unfortunately.
It's ugly. It's enlightening. It's everything you ever imagined it to be and then some. I think that sitting in your feelings is so important. And I think that I need to do more of that and find a way to do it where it's private. It is not going to hinder my productivity outside of what I have going on personally. And even if it does, put it on halt for a minute. I can do that, but it won't take me to the point where it's just like, I need 8 years to get over this one thing. No. But who's to say? What if I do need 2 days to get over it? Why give myself 1 if 2 would make me feel way better? You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you just got to let yourself feel it. Get through it. And it's like, honestly, to be honest with yourself, how often do you allow yourself to feel certain things? You can tell, and I know I said a while back, you choose to be in your feelings, but sometimes you should choose to be there so you can work through it, so you can get to the next point in your life. I don't think I'm fair with myself in that. I talked to myself about that recently, and that's why I think this topic is so important to me, and I wanted to bring it to the forefront because I feel like, it would be really beneficial for my mental health in the long run if I allowed myself to really feel what I'm feeling. I just think that, when you go through things in life, rushing through it don't get you to the answer no quicker.
Right.
You're going to find yourself right back at square one, collecting the same funky ass $20. Not collecting mad as shit that you ain't passed go all the way. And you're going to keep having to have the same issue until you really work through it.
So you figure it out.
So why, and we ask ourselves, why do I keep having the same situation? Why I keep running? It's something that you're missing, my nigga. And I say that to you from my heart of hearts. This is a real nigga moment.
It is yourself to say
exactly. It's something that you're overlooking. Take the time out to go through every layer. Why? And I saw something that, and somebody said something interesting. Whenever I'm going through something, I ask myself why 5 times. 5 different times. If they gotta write it down, if they gotta record themselves saying it, if they gotta just take a moment, even get in the car. If you go like, all right, I'm gonna ask myself why again tonight. This is number 3. Get the fuck in the car and drive until you figure it out. Or even if you gotta go to a destination, it could be down the street to the park, whatever. If you just gotta drive on the expressway, do it. But ask yourself why at least 5 times before you make a decision on something, and don't rush that shit. Stop being so impulsive.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Really think about why. And I'm like, I have to take that. Really resonated well with me because I'm just like, maybe I need to do that. I'm gonna try it. Maybe it'll work. You don't really know if something works if you try it. So I'm just like, I had to be like, this is a real nigga moment for me. Like, we in the last quarter, I want to grow as a person. I felt like this was the perfect opportunity to talk about that. And I just want to know how everybody else feel about that. Like, do you really give yourself a chance to get through things?
Hell no.
You know what I'm saying? Like, not to say that it won't sting if something comes back and reminds you of that, but you'll be able to handle it way better than you would if you weren't through that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
If you didn't allow yourself to, oh, you know what, this part, let me not let myself get to this or say this because it'll make me feel this way, or put myself in these kinds of predicaments because it'll make me feel this way. You know what I'm saying?
It's very draining to be happy all the time.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm sure
like, even when you don't fucking want to be and you just want to punt a puppy, why can't I punt a fucking puppy on this Monday morning?
Mm-hmm.
I haven't had any coffee yet, goddammit.
I'm a thick advocate for
No pumpkin spice.
punting whatever you want to punt in the moment, or punching whatever you want to punch in the moment, but at the same time, I can say that I've done the same thing. Like, I never give myself enough credit. I literally just had this conversation right before we came into recording. I was talking to
I'm sorry.
He said, I'm gonna eat it.
Kill me dead, Smarcus. Kill me dead.
Help me, please.
Bro.
I was literally got that little drink.
Well, let me be right behind you. I might as well finish this cup. Quick.
I was literally having this conversation with one of our friends before we came in. I was like, I'm the kind of person where, I don't give myself enough credit. I don't. It's so easy for me to give people advice, and it's so free flowing, and they take it easily and all of that. And I'm like, I cannot take the same advice that I give as quickly, or even in general, that I give to other people. I'm like, it's so hard. I'm like, I don't know why it is so hard to do that. So in this aspect, I can say that
take the compliment. Somebody told me that the other day. Take the compliment and just take it.
And I've gotten
take
told
the
that before.
compliment.
Just take the compliment. And I'm gonna tell y'all, I'm gonna share this with y'all. So I was doing my 9 to 5, and I was talking to my manager.
Come on,
right?
Afro. Yes.
And as I was talking to my manager, one of my coworkers hopped in and was like, "Hey, I just wanted to say thank you for, jumping in, how you stepping in, how you did earlier, you stepped up, thank you for that," because we was all kind of all over the place. We really worked as a team. And I'm like, I said, "Oh, you're welcome." And literally right after I said that, I said, and at the same time, I said, you know what? I almost thought you was being smart when you said it.
Oh, yeah, sometimes.
Because I'm not used to people complimenting me and being genuine about it.
Yeah.
Or being appreciative or thankful of me and being genuine about it.
Well, I want, especially after
and
in the corporate world too,
right?
So.
In the corporate world, so I don't want to necessarily say
it never happened.
It never happened, but
it's not average.
Yeah, it's not average. So when I had to take a step back and say, I apologize for feeling the way that I felt towards what you said to me.
Yeah, that was all
because I'm not used to that energy that you're providing me. And I'm like, I reciprocate it all day long, naturally, without even thinking, even if I don't genuinely feel that way.
Yeah, right.
It's just something that in the corporate world, like you said, in the corporate world specifically, it's just easy to do because I'm career forward. It's just, it's part of the training, I guess. So
kind of like when a person doesn't do shit, finally does their job. Yeah,
right.
That kind of shit.
So I'm like, it's kind of natural to the training. So I was like, you know what, man, I gotta apologize to you because I didn't know how to take what you just said to me. I'm like, but what you just said to me, I do appreciate, and I apologize for initially not being able to appreciate it in the way that I should have.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Just a topic.
It is.
It's a thing.
Is.
And because me and my manager are so much alike, we laughed about it. I was like, yeah, because I ain't used to that shit. Like,
no,
and she was like, no, I get it. And I'm like, yeah, people, in my personal life, my family, friends, thank yous get exchanged often. Oh, thank you. Oh, I appreciate that. Da, 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 da. And naturally, verbally in words, but you never really know.
Mm-hmm.
I think how much somebody appreciates you until, I guess that either that moment is taken and set aside, or that those words are expressed in more detail than just the general "I appreciate you" or "thank you."
Yeah.
Like you have more thought to it behind it than just those general words. So I was just like, I had to apologize for an appreciation, of myself. Pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, it was a moment that I had to take and check me and go that it's a shame that you operate this way.
You took it that way.
You know what I mean? That you took it that way. So it was just a moment that I took in general to check myself.
Mm-hmm.
To go, okay, like everybody's not, I know generally that everybody's not out to get me, but because of the city we grew up in, the nature, the shit that's going on, I just naturally don't trust motherfuckers. Yeah. Like, I don't be believing motherfuckers.
The times we're living in.
The times we in. So I just like, but I have enough self-awareness
to know that.
To realize that, damn, I fucked up in this moment.
Mm-hmm.
My bad.
It's learning.
Genuine.
But
it's a learning moment.
Yeah, like we always say, personal development is a big thing for us. We even have moments like we always come to moments of fruition on the show. Like, I'm just so glad I got to get the topic off my. I think that we're gonna open up a big discussion about the aforementioned topic. Even with that, like and with this too, I think that a lot of people will be interested to hear what we have to say about that, because I think a lot of people can relate to where you're coming from. Specifically, people who can't take compliments, people who like aren't used to people being like genuinely like, oh wow, like thank you. You know what I'm saying? Especially when it comes to
I can't take a compliment.
Especially when it comes to certain settings also. Like, it plays a major role in that. So yeah, I do think that.
Sorry, y'all say bye to my friend.
I do think that people would be interested in hearing this, but yeah, I think that we basically like beat this joint down the middle, straight down the middle. We went straight down the middle on this joint.
And we went right off the segment. Like was not on the segment.
It wasn't, but I think
but I think it was. It
amazing.
Was great. I appreciate and thank you for being able to get what it was that you felt that you either wanted or maybe not wanted and unexpectedly got off your chest. And you know what? And now that I'm saying it, let me just take a pause and say this. And this is something that we learn in the field of being social workers and working with people with mental health and behavioral health.
Mm-hmm.
You have to thank people for sharing information with you.
Yeah, you do.
Because when we naturally have this thing, and we've said it on here before, like people naturally talk to us and just kind of spill the beans when it comes to
right.
us.
Like, let me let her know.
But not everybody already knows what your background is as far as your career and what you have a skill set in and so on and so forth.
Sometimes, or your temperament. They may have
sometimes it could be your energy, sometimes it could not be. But when somebody takes the time and takes the moment to share a personal story about themselves or a little personal piece of themselves with you, you can just take a quick second and take a moment and say, you know what? Thank you for sharing that with me because you didn't have to. Yeah. And I said that because I literally did that recently.
Yeah, right.
I had a coworker of mine who shared about, their children and their background and the diagnosis of their children. And we had a lot of commonalities within our families. And at the end of it, I went, you know what? And that was the first conversation that we had ever had like that. And otherwise, we just only said a quick good morning to each other in passing. And that was it. This was the first conversation we had like that. It happened very naturally just kind of caught off guard. And at the end I said, I said, thank you. I appreciate you for sharing that with me because he shared a lot of things about his family that I had experience with. But he didn't have to share that moment with me.
Right.
He didn't have to be that personal.
Or be that
about
transparent.
His family, his personal life. None of that. He did not have to be that way. And again, we had commonalities and I shared some things with him as well. He was like, oh, no problem. And he expressed the fact that I felt discomfortable saying this because we identified key things within each other that made me feel comfortable enough that we shared some things that I knew that you had been through at least some of the things or experienced some of the things that I experienced. So I knew that you would understand where I was coming from. And it's not a mistake or it's not a bad thing to just thank somebody. They didn't have to for having a commonality with you. Period.
True that. And honestly, it's just then I just look at it like them being vulnerable.
Yeah.
So
nobody has to be that vulnerable with you.
Yeah, they don't. So even
it may happen by accident or it may happen intentionally, but it does not have to happen. And in that moment, I felt like it happened intentionally, which is why I decided to thank him. And I could have been wrong, but again, that's how I took it. So I decided to thank him. But I think more people should be cognizant of things like that because you can't just you just can't think that, I might just be a person that you just want to spill shit out to. Like, no, you could have been that right moment at that right time for them. Yeah. You don't know what God or the greater power above, however you want to decide to believe it. I don't want to push anything on to anybody, but you don't know what the purpose was of that moment. So all you can do is be appreciative of the role and the part that
and
you
show
played.
gratitude. Gratitude, King of Queens, for being vulnerable
within that moment. Yeah, and that's just it. So that's all I had. That's all I wanted to say about that. I'm sorry, I might have been a little bit long-winded with that, but because I just experienced it literally recently myself, I just wanted to share that.
That's cool. Well, we might as well jump right on into the boss of the week, y'all, because them topics was heavy like some lasagna.
Straight from real G's moving
from Sicily. Anyway.
Picture of Sicily. Nice see that.
So we got somebody that's kicking. We got Kiki Mats in the building. Kiki Mats. Let me tell you about something about Kiki Mats. My homie sent me a link from your page and I got lost. I went down a rabbit hole, okay?
She did.
Because
I didn't even realize it was the same page until like a half a second later.
These doormats is custom and they is lit, okay? Let me tell you something, okay? You have variety, you have comedy, you have real shit, you have, basic cultural style. Like everything it's something nostalgic about the way she does these things. Yeah. I like the idea of the paint your own doormat party. That is whamming. I went through her whole page. This woman is doing it big.
Shit I didn't even know was there.
Shout out to Easy Breezy. It's black owned. That's _EAZYBREEZY. That is the creator. That is the owner of this business. Easy Breezy. She says she wants y'all to email her, y'all. No DMs. KikiMats.com. That's KICKYMATS.com. Her page on IG is KICKYMATS. No underscore, no period, no nothing. Straight out like that. All right? So go see her. She said, let your doormat do the talking and y'all guests can do the walking. That's what she said.
It's very simple, very straight to the point.
I added the second part.
Very on brand.
You know I'm gonna put a little stank on it every time. But yeah, that's
because you gotta.
No, I think I'm a market woman at heart a little bit. I be trying to help people.
How honestly you bring the market?
Because you want to know what got my attention? Not car, but not like you, the police. Like, let us know who you are.
End up being somebody's virtual marketing.
Yeah. Virtual marketing assistant, yeah.
Yeah, like visual, like verbal marketing assistant, like, cause she
hire me for the Disney movies. Thank you. Makes sense. Jesus.
Cause I told you, behind the screens, I'll be doing well, y'all. It be your honor, cause I'm not good at this shit.
So yeah, hit her up. She got doormats. Not only she got doormats, I see clutches, y'all. And some of them say LiPo money, BBL money.
Not LiPo and BBL.
Money. Child, these
spiritual
gangster.
That's me.
Listen,
I'm a spiritual gangster.
I'm just saying.
I love the Lord. Thank you so much.
She got a little bit of something for everybody. She even got a breast cancer survivor one. She got the Divine 9 theme ones. She got everything. I think they're so adorable and so cute. So get with her. She hand paints them. She's creative. She's colorful and she's decent.
We should get a T.O. man just because.
We should. Keep on knocking, but you can't come in.
Keep on moving, don't stop, no.
He looking at us like, what?
Did y'all
Marcus
just make that?
What?
No, we just made that up, yeah.
I'm impressed.
I should keep on moving, don't stop, no.
Yeah, so she, again, custom doormat painting parties. She's decent.
I like
But
that.
yeah, that's our black business for the week. We're gonna celebrate that queen because she is lit, she is popping. We love all things black. We buy black, as y'all saw last week. Yeah, all that. And I am just one of your lovely hosts. And might I mention, let me let you mother scutters know the anniversary is upon us.
It's our anniversary.
T-minus.
And that's Tony.
T-minus.
I had to give it to him and all of them. Tony.
T-minus 14 days.
Period.
For all my people that can't count, that's 2 weeks.
You gotta give it, you said for all my people, you gotta give it to them in the Kurt Franklin. For all my people! In the Kurt Franklin voice.
And my T-ho say sick.
Yes!
And my job they say sick.
And the job is out! I should be like, oh,
it's giving Dree and CC. Hey, get it? She always gotta give it up. Pass the offering plate around her. Thank you.
Do you want to talk a lotion? Woo, woo.
To the back of the church, please. Thank you, Miss Lewis.
I'm sorry, I got
all right.
you. No,
Deaconess is on your ass. Don't do it.
I'm Deaconess. So much.
I am one, only uno, and there is those. One of your lovely hosts, Anna,
and I'm those Deaconess, Chrissy, bitch.
And together we are Teach His Own.
Thank y'all for joining us for another week. We'll see you next week.
I ain't doing anything. I got that from mine.
I gotta pee.
That's the first thing she says to me every time she calls me. That's one of my goals before I leave this earth. I know I can be in somebody's car.
That's what I would take a listen because I want to I'm like maybe I'll find out like how music is. I like how finding out different people about the background.
Mm-hmm.
Like I may find out a story or something about somebody who is a voice background or something that I didn't know.
The only person I ever wanted to talk to was Robin. He was the best at that shit. Robin Williams was the best. That would be the only person I would really want to talk to.
R.I.P. to Uncle Robin because he was good.
He was.
Are we recording?
Although Jim Carrey's still alive. That's my man.
Yeah, Robin Williams was
That is true.
Somebody.
But that Robin Williams was my uncle though. Mrs. Doubtfire was the original Medea.
Like a lady.
Oh, whoa, she's a lady. Vacuum in that fucking floor, bitch. I watched that movie front and back. I know all the fucking lines. You like a lady.
Remember when the man ran over the mask? That shit was ugly as shit. I know somebody looked like that in real life though.
He said, "Oh no."
When he was putting on that fat suit and he was running to the back and
he
had the fucking makeup pads going like this on his face trying to put the makeup on his time. That nigga had the wing cap on. I said, oh Lord. Shit, Robin Williams was crazy in that movie.
That was
one
of my favorite movies.
One thing he did though, he loved that family. He loved his wife and he loved his kids.
He went through hell to get them white.
Yes, he did.
To see his kids. Yes, he did. That's what a father does.
Okay.
She said, "I've been you on child support." He said, "Bitch, no. I'm gonna dress up in a costume because babysit my kids."
Period. Y'all know.
And you gonna pay me to do it.
Okay.
That was the gag. Was he had his ex-wife paying them to babysit the kids.
Doubtfire.
That was the gag. I love that movie growing up.
Yes. That and Matilda. Matilda was my shit. Oh my God.
Wow.
Yes, Matilda is. Y'all don't understand how iconic Matilda. That bitch was fed the fuck up. Who you know walk around with their adoption papers every
I used to feel like
day.
my middle school principal was Miss Trunchbull, was the black version of Miss Trunchbull.
First of all, Miss Trunchbull would have beat the fuck
That's
up.
why I wanted to rumble Miss Trunchbull.
We would have whooped Miss Trunchbull ass. Bitch, you want to put me in the choky. My friends going to jump you at lunchtime. It don't even matter.
First of all, my middle school class, we would have definitely jumped her ass.
Yes. Middle school alone.
Ghetto as shit.
Not even high school. You'd have been a done bun.
You'd have been shot in high school. But middle school, sorry, allegedly. But in middle school, we'd have fucked her up indefinitely.
Child, miss, she would have had I don't even know, a immense amount of, I don't even know, hay on her desk, something crazy. I don't know.
Not hay on the desk.
I just had to pick something random because you ain't gonna mess with us and think we ain't gonna mess with you.
Bitch,
like that's just it. Throw your ass in the chokey.
Definitely, Miss. She's a black version of Miss Trunchbull.
What she call her? So you like pigtails? Do you, Matilda?
She swung that bitch by her fucking pigtails in the classroom.
When she
I'm so glad we did not come from the days
corporal punishment.
Where
teachers got my ass
their
kicked.
Hands on you.
Corporal punishment.
Our parents grew up in those days where the teachers could put their hands on you.
My mom, yep.
Our parents grew up in those days. I'm so glad we did not grow up in those days.
My grandmother actually retaliated on a teacher for that because she hit my mom with this block in the back of her neck.
JJC fast as fuck.
And it made her bleed in her sleep every night. She kept bleeding on her neck. She hit the shit out my mom with that shit. My mom said it was like a wooden thing, and she was like, her favorite thing. She like Miss, she was like, Kimberly, you're feeling mighty loquacious today, and she come back past her. And my mom was still
loquacious.
Mean very talkative.
I know what the fuck it mean. Who the fuck is she?
Right with the joint in the back of her neck, and she had I guess it broke her skin some kind of way. I don't know, but it really fucked her up. She was bleeding in her sleep. Like my grandma said, she saw blood on her pillow. She went up there and straightened. She did some straightening before the Migos was even thought of.
That's something because I don't know.
Ain't nothing but a little bit of straightening. She must have. She shook them peppermints from the bottom of her purse, boy. You had my grandma fucked up.
No, damn, because I don't know who the fuck Mary Poppins thought she the fuck was. And you're feeling a little loquacious today. Bitch, well, aren't you feeling super califragilisticexpialidocious, bitch? Fuck is you talking about? I'd have beat her ass.
I can't imagine getting smacked in the back of my neck with a wooden object.
I remember
in
by
school,
teachers, let alone by anybody else.
In front of everybody. Like, even if you just kick the desk or throw your book, you gotta do something. Like, this motherfucker just smacked me. Like,
my mom had to come pick me up from the jailhouse.
Oh yeah,
I wish a fucking teacher would have put their hands on me growing up.
Or from my teachers, the hood of my teacher car, like, oh no, we going in here to talk to her today. Right now. Me and you. She smacked me.
I've been busting the windows out the car, Jasmine Sullivan style. When
like, Mom, you have to get with her.
Because we knew what our teachers drove in school. Let's be clear.
We really did.
We definitely knew what our teachers drove in school. Okay? I'm sorry, y'all. So if y'all have made it again thus far.
I done took a sip, child.
Cheers, bitch.
Cheers, my fault.
We did the cheers early.
Yeah, we did. Sorry.
Well, if y'all made it this far, thank you for joining us for another week.
Mm-hmm.
I'm one of your lovely hosts, bitch. I'm lovely or maybe not lovely. I don't fucking know. However you describe me. I'm Chrissy, bitch.
And it is I know.
That's the one y'all like. And together we are
To Each His Own.
Mm-hmm.
T-Ho, now you know. T-Ho tribe vibes, all that extra shh.
That was good.
Mm-hmm. I've been tearing this sangria up. They need to sponsor me.
Mm-hmm. I'm not going to say which cognac need to sponsor me, but y'all do.
Shit, I've been on this sangria for a while. I said, oh no, I got to let go. I'm going to be made of sangria soon.
Anna, call Elsa so you can go ahead and let go. Go ahead and let it go.
I can't.
Go ahead. Call Elsa so you can go ahead and let it go. You finished or you done? Because you did this shit last week.
We done.
Don't had flooded them fucking lashes at me, bitch. Anyway.
I'm forgetting I got these doing.
Is mine lifting?
Oh, take it down. Hold on. Yeah, it is.
It felt it.
Hold on. Won't do that. Hold up, y'all. Fuck that. Let me see. What's it look?
Hey, bro, this bitch is ghetto. I don't give a fuck. So come do my lashes then. If I can get it.
I ain't paying for that shit because I just can't. The nice ones.
It's a certain amount of money that I won't pay for over my fucking lashes because I just don't feel comfortable doing so.
The nice ones just cost so much.
They're overcharging like they overcharging for everything else, I feel like. Cause first of all, lashes ain't Mink's been dead. Mink's been dead. Lashes ain't go up. Why the fuck are y'all? Turkey ain't go up and lashes ain't go up and neither did chicken. Why the fuck are y'all?
The tariffs from overseas is crazy. So they probably their vendors are probably overseas and that's why they are going up the price. I can say that. Business wise. Oh, move up? I'm sorry.
Mink
business wise. So yeah.
Mink ain't go up. I don't give a fuck. So service fees went up. Which I charge for because the product itself but did not increase.
But the taxes to get it over here, it's crazy overseas. That's how it's been over.
Politics done pissed me off.
Since the pandemic, even getting hair shipped. Matter of fact, when bitches didn't have the hair store and they was ordering hair literally from overseas, from AliExpress and all of that, them taxes was like, you might as well order hair with 3 other people. Because y'all gonna pay. Y'all gonna pay arm and a leg. I was just talking to somebody about construction materials. When they told me how much it was for the shipment, I said, what? That's a down payment on a car.
But
$2,500 for what?
But you gotta remember too, a lot of
$2,500 to bring it across the border on top of what I'm already paying you.
Hiking their numbers to just compare with what's going on with the comparison. With the competition. It's really no necessary. It's no real reason to increase. It's just like, all right, well, they went up, so we gotta go. That's the nature of the market. We gotta go up too to stay in competition. Like, y'all just going up just the fuck because, like, we didn't ran out of PUA money, okay?
No, it's not. But you
and PPA.
You want to know what I boil it down to? I may sound dumb and ignorant, but it's basically based off of politics and what the fuck they got going on. It has nothing to do with us. So they are going up for a reason because America done did some shit pretty much, and we're paying for it. That's how I always look at it.
But I mean,
long story short,
reason, like, it's not a real significant something that really requires us to be jacked up. The people who are paying the cost for it to really be jacked up. That's what I mean.
Like, bitch, if you want this hair, you gonna pay this amount of money. Thank God, hair ain't expensive.
Like, you got it's top tier for everything. Like, you gotta be willing to pay for it. Period. Like, thank God I'm one of those people naturally that if I don't feel like doing it, I'll pay for it to get done.
Yeah,
like that.
You pay for, but in this day and age, with any service or with anything, you pay for convenience. I feel like almost with anything. Absolutely. Like, even with like,
and 9 times out of 10, I like to be convenient. So
even with Netflix and their change in January 2023, they're charging $3 per household per outside IP
from my
address,
household because we only got one
per IP address. I should say.
It's like going to the supermarket. You pay more for sliced apples than you do a regular apple.
A regular apple,
right.
You do. So, I mean, at the end of the day, like, they I'm like, I knew it was coming, yo. Y'all might as well go ahead and give that person, if it's $3, and y'all might as well go ahead and give them their money for the whole year and just call it a day, because that's exactly what I'm going to do. Because I ain't got my own Netflix account, because fuck that. I got Apple and